Good evening. Good evening. I know that it's not evening for you. What am I saying? Good evening. It is not evening for you. It is, I think, 1 o'clock in the day. Is it 1 o'clock? I think it is 1 o'clock in the day. Let me know if you're hearing me. This is Marcia Weeks, and I am coming to you live from Kenya. I am still in Kenya, people. And yes, I am enjoying Kenya, but the truth be told, I do miss my Bajan people. I am missing Barbados, truthfully. All right. But I still have some time in Kenya. And when I'm home, I'll be home. I don't like to share all of my business when I'm traveling, all of that on the air. But I'm going to be home soon. And I'm reading. And you know what I love about what I'm seeing, my peoples? My peoples, you know what I love to see? I love to see the fact that we are doing our very when I look at the shows and I see Miss McLean and Glenn Murray and Dr. Ferdinand Nichols and all the hosts. I'm telling you, it is amazing. It's encouraging to see how Barbadians are rallying together and how they are answering the call. And they understand why it is that we have an opposition. And I am so happy about that. Why it is that we have to, I said, be an opposition. So we understand that Mr. Thorne is in, is the leader of the opposition. But we do understand. We understand it. And I'm encouraged by that. But today, I want to talk to you about my experience in Maturo. And Maturo is in Kenya. And we have been having amazing time. We came in on the 2nd of January. We left Barbados the 31st, and we arrived in Nairobi, Kenya on the 2nd. 2 days to get here. All right. And then we stayed in Nairobi almost, probably 5 days or so. And then we moved on to Kisumu. And we took you on that journey as we were traveling to Kisumu. You remember we showed you with all the animals and everything that we saw on the side of the road. You remember that? Yes. So we did all of that for you. And we went to Kisumu. Now, we did not give you as yet. We did not give to you what happened in Kisumu, and we're going to do that very soon. Now, in Kisumu, the most I'll say that about Kisumu is that we were able to meet a famous Kenyan international speaker. He's an international person, and we were able to meet him right here in Kisumu. And we're not going to say as yet who that person is, but it was an amazing meeting. All right. Now from Kisumu, and we're trying to get on. My husband is trying to get on. We are, as you know, we're not home, so the we're at the apartment that we're staying at. So we don't, the internet is, so can you hear me? Are you hearing me well? Let me know if you're hearing me well. I hope you're hearing me well. So he's trying his utmost best to get on. I can see that Dave is trying to get on, but seem to be having some challenges there. And I'm sure whatever he can upload to media assets in StreamYard, he's going to try to do that for me so that I can adequately do the show for you and to show you pictures and videos. How are you all doing? While we wait. Hello, Apostle. How are you? I tell you, I am in my element. I know that this is something that was ordained for me to do. I am saying that, and I feel the chills on my body every day I get up. every day I speak to the Father. Every day I know that this is something that I am supposed to do. All right. And I'm really hoping that the technical, everything comes through so that you can see what we want to tell you of. And, one of the things that's happening here in Kenya, and is the fact that we are sharing a lot with a lot of people about who we are, who are we, who are the people in the Caribbean. So they only know of Jamaica, right? They don't know, some places, we're teaching them to say, Apostle, we're teaching them to say Barbados. We're saying, say Barbados. Sometimes they can't get it. Hi, Nigel. Please share, guys. Hi, Queen Bee. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. It's good evening, good night for us. It's after 7 p.m. Here in Kenya. And we are actually in a place called Mombasa. Did I say that right? Mombasa. That's where we are. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, I miss you too. We need the vacation. Can you guys share for me, please? I see the numbers going up and down, up and down. I need you to share for me. I have an important message to bring, and the technical is not doing what it's supposed to do this evening. I'm not sure what's going on, but let me just go on and just speak to you from my heart while you share. Can you do that, please? Okay, you've liked and share. Yes, please do that for me. Please do that for me. Now, I came to you live from the apartment that I was staying in Nairobi. All right. And then I did a live for you in Kisumu. You remember? So I stayed at a beautiful apartment in Nairobi, and I stayed at another beautiful apartment in Kisumu, which is another city. Remember, I told you I was doing that. Then I told you that I had to go to another part of Kenya that had no running water. Who remember that? So it has no running water. It has no internet. It has no television. Where I was staying, no internet, no television, no running water. You remember I told you all that? Oh, who is this African queen speaking to you with such enthusiasm? It's me. And they gave me a new name. Which I'm going to reveal, but you've got to share. You have to share and like and share, please, and subscribe. Please, you've got to do that. I have something I really want. Only three persons liking on Facebook. How about YouTube? I can't see the YouTube likes. All right. All right. So folks, I went to a place called Maturo. Maturo is in western Kenya. All right. Maturo is western Kenya. And once we're able to show you, I'm going to show you the map of Kenya, and you will see where we were when we came in Nairobi. Then we took a bus 8 hours to Kisumu. All right. And from Kisumu, we then went to Maturo. All right. Now, Maturo, listen, this place had electricity. So we had gotten a car from Kisumu. A wonderful host. And can I just tell you how wonderful the people are? And we got we got a driver and a car, and we had somebody local with us who is in government there, and they helped us and drove us to Maturo. So we got there, and outside where we're staying looked quite nice and everything. And so I went inside, and And I said to myself, so okay, so where is, I started to ask questions in my head, right? Now, then I said, Marcia, calm down now. So we got there, and we had a lovely bed, and we had a lovely bed. We had a nice little table. There was a little table there. And the gentleman said, so this is where you'll be staying. And in my head, I'm going, oh, Lord, okay. Marcia, you can do this. You can do this, because I keep telling you all how poor I grew up in ghetto Jamaica. So, that's not a problem. That's not a problem. I was happy we weren't sleeping on the floor, only because when I nowadays when I sleep on the floor, I have pains all over my body. Not because I think I can't sleep on the floor, and I would sleep on the floor, but I would say it is, when I lay down, anytime I sleep or anything that's hard, I get pains all over my body. And then, to be truthful, the second thing would be insects, right? So I said, Hello, can you hear me now? Are you hearing me? Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Nigel, can you hear me? Can somebody tell me if they can hear me? I went off for a time because the internet went. Are you still on? Are we still on? Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for not leaving. Those of you who are on, and I'm going to sincerely ask you to stay on. So I can't show you a whole lot of things right tonight, but I'm going to do my best to describe what I want to say to you. Unfortunately, we were having some technical challenges. So let's see if we can get it done. So, what I was saying to you, Nigel and Thelma and Noah and Doriel. Good afternoon, Doriel. It's night by me, as you can see the lights on the outside. Yes, 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 everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I am we're getting back there. So I got there, as I was saying, and I saw a nice bed, clean sheets, which is good. Everybody knows how that is when you travel. You want to make sure you're sleeping on clean sheets. But if that wasn't the case, what I'm saying, I came prepared. I had my little thing I can spread out over whatever I have to sleep on just in case, right? Now, here was the clincher. Now, when I was in Kisumu, what had started to happen was I started to have, okay, so what am I looking at here? I'm not sure what this is I'm seeing, but when I was in Kisumu, I started to have some ache, my belly ache. Okay, so if we could turn off the volume on the actual right. So if we'll just move this now, and what we're going to do, we're going to put up um the map so that we can see where Kisumu is, where Nairobi is, and so on, because we've kind of moved ahead. So I lost my train of thought, but what am I saying? When I realized it was clean sheets, a nice bed was there. I thank God. I said yes, all right, we can work with that. But on my way from Kisumu, I had started to have some stomach aches. Okay, so bear with me. I had started to have some stomach aches, and so I I got some. I told my host what was happening to me, and I had some ginger, but I had the ginger in the back, in the back of the car, in the trunk. So I said, when I get there, I'll do, because I like to walk with my ginger, and I put a piece in my mouth and so on. And I've been very careful about water, because water is so important. If you're not accustomed to the water, I say when you travel, don't drink the water. So I did as much as I could do. I was eating fruits, and usually the fruits that I buy are not fruits that are prepared. So I would just get buy the fruits, wash them, and prepare the fruits myself. But where I stayed somewhere else, somewhere in Kisumu, and fruits were prepared. I don't know how it started, but my belly started to hurt. So I then said to them, can I go to the bathroom after I put down my bags, etc. And I tell you, I went to the bathroom, and when I opened the door of the bathroom, first of all, they pointed to the bathroom away from the house where I was staying. And I said, okay, okay, the bathroom is outside. So I went and I opened when I opened, you know what I saw? Who can tell me what I saw? While we even had I even had a picture. I wanted to show you what I saw. I don't know if Dave can bring up just a picture of what I saw. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he can bring up the picture. Anybody can tell me when I was in western rural Kenya. Now, this part of the trip was arranged by Dr. Wangusi. And he was saying, well, we wanted to be in a village as well. And so he said that, okay, he will arrange everything for us. And as I said, outside of where we're going, I mean, the whole landscaping, very, very beautiful, etc. But this bathroom situation, can anybody's ever been to rural Africa? Are you all still there? Everybody's so quiet. Nigel, are you there? I know at least Nigel will be there. Dave, we can get any pictures or anything? Huh? Nigel? Oh, you can't hear me? I'm seeing no comments from anybody. Doriel, are you there? Can anybody hear me at all? Okay, you can hear me. Okay, so everything seemed delayed. Okay, so when I opened the bathroom, the toilet door, the toilet, it was actually a hole in the ground. A hole in the ground. A hole in the ground. Sean Yard, it was a hole in the ground. So we're accustomed to pit toilets in Barbados, right? Because there are still homes in Barbados that have pit toilets. So let's not pretend. But the culture shock for me was a hole in the ground. And it's not a case where I can say, let me not, no, I can't be bothered. My belly is growling, y'all. And I tell you, I said, Lord, have mercy. How am I? Anybody ever seen this before? I can't. I'm so sorry. Eventually, I'm going to show you that hole in the ground at some point. I want to be able to show that to you, but we're trying. We're trying to get that to happen. No comments. Anybody? So it was a hole in the ground, is what we saw. And we have so many pictures, etc., for you, but we're having technical issues. So I'll do the show, and then I will redo so that we can actually show you what is happening. And I thought, what on earth did Dr. Wangusi do? And so let me tell you, it was one athletic exercise, because you have to bend and you have to stoop. You have to stoop. So it is built that you can naturally, right, relieve yourself naturally. And oh Lord, that I don't know what about it, but I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, so we're Sean, you are so so I'm back on. I'm back on, guys. Yeah. Ha, ha, Nathan. Nathan is laughing at me, and I'm sorry we can't even have you coming on because the internet is so. Let me see. Let me see if I can send you. Let me see where you are. Can you come on, Dr. Wangusi? Because we're having so much trouble with showing. We had a whole program set up for you, but we're having internet troubles. Let me see. Dave, can you send Dr. Wangusi the link? Can it is let me see if that at least we It's gonna take you a while. All right, so let me try on my own and see if mine can happen. So I'm sorry, guys. We really wanted to give you this update. But listen, it was an athletic exercise, and I thought to myself, why did Dr. Wangusi choose to do something like this? I told him we wanted rural, but why this rural? Yeah, yeah. So now listen, let's it's not so much of a struggle, Sean. Let's be clear here. There is we have pit toilets in Barbados, so let us deal with that, okay? So it's not so much of a struggle, it's culture. It's a different culture. It's how they do outside toilets. It's different from the way we do outside toilet. Because Sean, you're in Barbados, Sean? Are you in Barbados, Sean? If you're in Barbados, quite a number. I mean, we are walking in Nelson Street, Wellington Street, all of those places. There are a lot of those places in town have pit toilets. So let us not pretend. The thing is, and I have used pit toilets. If you go to rural Jamaica, you're going to find quite a few homes with pit toilets. So let's hold up there, okay? The issue is it was a culture shock because of how the pit toilet was, and the whole exercise of having to stoop. Now, that is what is natural, isn't it? That is what is natural. Dr. Wangusi, if you check your phone, no, we didn't just have pit toilets before, but there are pit toilets in Barbados. Fact. We have pit toilets now in Barbados. Okay. So let's be real about that. Right? The issue is the pit toilets that we have, it has a seat and it's off the ground. This particular one is literally a hole in the ground. And whenever we get proper Wi-Fi, we can do justice to this show tonight. So I'll just mention the different things. And then, okay, so Wangusi can come on. You see, let Wangusi come on and let me deal with Mr. Dr. Wangusi. Good evening.
Hi.
Let me
How
see.
are you?
Let me see if how long this Wi-Fi is going to keep us on for.
Okay.
Listen, I am telling them about your delighted little village called Maturo,
Yes. Which
and
means
which means breasts,
mother's, yeah, like a
a
mother's
mother's breasts. So
embrace.
it's life giving.
Yes.
Yes. And we're having loads of technical issues right now,
Yeah.
but I started to tell them my journey and how we told you we wanted the village life, but
Mhm.
did not realize what the village life was really like. And listen, do you know, Dr. Wangusi, that when I got there and after I saw the toilet, the outside, and how it was structured, and how athletic I
Athleticism.
needed to be, and how athletic I needed to be. And listen, and I had no choice because it was the case because I was having, the stomach problems. I
Mm.
couldn't say, all right, I'm going to try and I'm not using, your
Later.
mind could tell you. Yeah, your mind could tell you for 3 days, I'm not going, right?
Mm. Mhm.
No, it wasn't like that. I had to. I had to. You, well, listen, did you think that that was going to be a shocker for us?
Not really. Because the flat toilets are actually quite common. So there's two different types of, well, there's two different types of, I guess what you're calling pit toilets, but then We have the pit toilet, and then we have the Indian toilet, which is it's very similar to like a water closet, and you'll find those in the cities actually. But then the basin is on the ground. That's not uncommon, by the way. We call them Indian toilets. Um, and then what is also really common, you've probably observed this like in the different places you've visited. So typically, like, and this is I think this is very kind of nuanced to Kenya. I've only seen this sort of cultural.
Somehow, it's not clear. You're not clear.
Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
I'm hearing, but it's not clear.
It's not
So
very.
you said something about Kenya, but I didn't hear.
Yeah. So what happens is most people when you're constructing a home, you put a pit toilet to start with at home as you kind of find resources to build up like your toilet. Like you notice the home has internal toilets. It's just we've kind of not got to fix them, right?
I see. It's going to be a
Yeah.
beautiful home. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think so. And then it just takes time because you also don't
Yes.
like it's also not cultural to like take mortgages in the village. So you build as you go.
Yeah, and
And
that's
typically,
fine.
yeah.
And
And
in
then but
Nairobi, there are.
yeah.
I want to hasten to tell people because sometimes people they hear what they want to hear. In
Mhm.
Nairobi, there are toilets that we are accustomed to inside toilets, and all over Kenya, you have
Yeah.
inside toilets that you flush. Right at the apartment we are here in Mombasa, the toilet flushes. So please understand, we were in rural Kenya.
Yeah,
Okay.
but even yeah, but even in like in a typical home where the idea is the pit toilet was actually the first toilet you put in the site that
Right, I'm
folks who
repeating
want to
because
drink
we can't hear you well. The pit toilet is the first toilet. Uh-huh.
you put in the site when the construction folks are there. So it kind of just stays there as you build. And then in time, um, we are working on the water supply with there's a small water company, and then we're also working on putting like the toilets inside the house. But obviously it takes time because there's it just
Yeah,
takes time.
understood.
So that
But so the next thing was I knew that because you told us that there was no running water, so we
yes,
understood that. But the thing is that because I don't necessarily understand how things work, those kinds of things work. I just did not think about the toilet part. All I thought is that I would have to catch water to bathe. That's the truth. And I would buy water to drink. So after I went and I did that athletic exercise in
very
order to
healthy,
really huh?
very healthy.
Very healthy
Yeah,
because it's natural. Yes, I read that is the best way to relieve yourself. Yeah.
yeah. No, it is actually you don't find kind of gut problems in those parts of the world. It's because people do it naturally. But the sitting on a toilet is actually very unnatural and unhealthy, by the way,
Yes, it's
because you.
very unhealthy. He's correct. It is the right way, because it's natural. It's
Mhm.
natural. And the thing though, for men will only have to stoop once. The poor woman she has to stoop down twice. And let me tell you, it's a getting back up.
That's
No,
how strong legs.
you have to have strong legs. So that's why those women have strong legs. But the next thing was okay, the water. And I wanted to show them that. I'll have to do it somewhere else where we have a better, the
Yeah,
Wi-Fi is
connection.
better.
Yeah,
But the drawing of the water from the borehole. So
yeah,
as I was passing, I saw them, I saw Kevin, who was a wonderful host.
yeah,
And we had even his picture to put up. So I really want to do this show again and do
yeah.
justice to it. But
Mhm.
Kevin was pulling up the water from the borehole.
Uh-huh.
And so what it is that you guys have dug like 50 feet down.
And by the way, that's hand dug.
Yes.
It's dug by hand. That is dug. It's a
Okay, so
it's not a
go
that is
ahead.
actually that borehole is dug by a person. It's not dug by a drill.
Oh,
Yes,
so someone dug 50 feet down
yes, by hand.
by hand.
Yes,
And yeah,
there.
so that's a borehole. Go ahead, please.
There are people who have that. That's their profession. That's what they have teams, and they literally come and they find the location where they think there's the most yield, and they just dig, and then they case it in a brick coming up all the way.
all the way 50 feet.
Yeah,
And so I
but
saw him,
the other
he had
problem.
a jerry can, and he on a rope. And I don't know, I'm seeing, and so and he lowered it in all the way down, and it was lowered with skill, going all the way down. And
Yeah,
then he says, okay, you have to be careful how you pull it up or you get it up. And
yeah,
he was able to bring up the water. What was strange about this was how clean, a clear, let's use the word clear,
clear,
how
clear.
clear the water is. No cloudiness in this water, y'all. The water was clear. I was shocked, Dr. Wangusi, how
Yeah,
clear the water is. I was looking for some brown water coming up, but the water was not
it's,
brown water like in
it's
St.
really good.
Lucie. The water was actually clear that was
Yeah.
coming up. Why is that?
So that's actually considered like what you'd get from a borehole or groundwater. Um, yeah, and we just have really good quality water in that part of the country. As you saw,
Hmm.
it's very green. I don't know if you do remember, but from the house, if you look left, there's some hills with a lot of
Hmm.
and that's there's springs up there. So our water is very it's also not polluted by like industrial waste or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's like uh
Okay.
pristine.
So
And there's a river.
right,
There's also
well,
a
on
So
the
this is
screen right
where
now, on the screen
we
right
do
now, for
our
those
thing,
who don't understand,
and we need a relief.
this is
This is the relief spot. This is the relief house, and this is the relief spot.
a hole on the ground.
This is the pit hole where we relieve
Dave.
ourselves.
Pause it right there. Pause it right there, Dave. Pause it. Now,
You
this
have to
is
have good aim.
you have to have good aim, Nigel. That was part of my challenge because I- I'm like I have my stomach is growling. I hate to be this graphic, but I have to be honest. And I'm thinking, how am I going to aim? Because when you having that kind of stomach issue,
And for a man like
that
me,
big
that's daily.
that
All
big
right, it
word, that
became
D word, diarrhea. Let's be
pretty
honest.
comfortable actually. It's
And
not
you
bad.
just all over.
It's not bad.
What is going to happen?
I've become accustomed to it, and it's not a problem. At
But
first, it says cheese on bread.
Wait,
I
let's
can do
hear
here
Dave.
now,
Dave is speaking. You're
but
you're
then
speaking on the
after a
video.
while, it became run of the mill, normal, natural.
Okay, pause it, Dave. So Dave is saying on that for him it became natural. At first it was a little shocking, but he was fine with it.
yeah.
For me, I had to muscle up every time I was going. Every time I was going. And the other part about this, Dr. Wangusi,
Mm.
the other part is at night. So 3 o'clock about 2 o'clock in the morning, I got up, and the stomach start again. And I said, oh, how am I going outside? How is this going to happen? Out there, it's dark. So I stayed there until I heard Dave rustling on the bed. I said, Dave, he said he has to go to the bathroom. I said, can I said, I needed to help me. And luckily, Kevin, who is an amazing host, he gave us a flashlight.
Hmm.
So we went with the flashlight and we had to get up like 3 o'clock in the morning, put on our jackets because it's chilly, and
Hmm.
go outside to
Yeah,
use this
that's
hole.
typical. That's typical. That is typical. So most I'd say about 80% of rural dwellers anywhere in the world, that's normal life for them. And I think that's what I wanted you to experience, that we take a lot of the things that we have in our homes, complaining about water, complaining about this and that. But it's a privilege as it is, a big privilege. In the past, they used to have bed pans. You'd have like a pan in
Dave,
your
can
bed.
you put it back, please? Put it back up.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, go ahead. Continue.
No, no.
Because
So I was
you're
saying,
explaining.
I think I like to sometimes experience that just to remind myself of the privilege that I have. You see, having a toilet inside the house, that's a big privilege that many people around the world don't experience ever.
Mm-hmm.
See, so it keeps me grounded. It keeps me reminded of the privileges I have,
Mm-hmm.
and also reminds me of my responsibility to make sure that we improve um, the infrastructure and lives that other people there live. So one of the big plans we have in Maturo is to put an actual like deep borehole and distribute water to the families around there. So we are currently doing the geological study. In fact, John Allen, who you spent time with, I think he told you he's a he's a
Yes.
well
Yes.
digging. So we are trying to also develop like the water system in Maturu, just so that
Yeah.
we can improve. And in fact,
But I
yeah,
mean that as you're talking about, so yes, so that was the first culture shock for me, was that
mm,
the toilet, and then then we have to do, let me see what today. So this, before we go any further, we just have to introduce our hosts here, two of our hosts, because we had another host, John, who was living off of the property, but this is Kevin and Sheila, his wife, and
mm,
one of their children. Okay, and they took care of us. Kevin, made sure that we were safe, we were good. Everywhere is kept clean, because even that toilet doesn't smell. There's no smell from it. It's very very kept very clean. Okay, so can you hear us, Nigel? Judy, are you hearing? Judy, are you hearing? Let me know. Let me know if you're hearing. Well, the next thing was, I wanted to pull the water, right? I wanted to pull the water. I wanted to anybody remember drawing water from a well? Anybody has ever done that before? Hi Michelle. Anybody ever drew water from a well before? Anybody up there? I don't know if can I get the video of me drawing of Kevin drawing the water from the well, how it's really supposed to be done, and of me trying to draw the water from the well. Anybody? You see, I was geared up with that in my mind. I just didn't make the connection with the toilet. uh, Dave, can we get that, do you think? Anybody up there ever drew water from a well? Listen, I want you to see, you need strong muscles. And I think it might be a case where the men drew the water. But let's watch Kevin, one of our hosts there, a young man that's married with 3 children, a wonderful guy. Watch him. Mm-hmm.
Then you remove slowly, slowly,
Mm-hmm.
slowly, slowly.
Mm-hmm.
and you notice
You
the
remove
knot.
it like this,
Slow.
slowly, slowly. You handle it with care
Yeah.
until it come out.
Ah,
This is now water.
right.
Yeah,
Wow, and it's pretty is it's clear.
it's clear water.
So
In water,
so it's coming from underground
underground.
and it is this clear. Oh my goodness. So but this, you boil it before you drink it.
This
No,
one,
typically for drinking water,
right
they
now, this one is not suitable for drinking,
Mm-hmm. This
but
is
cleaning.
it's good for cooking,
right.
for showering,
Mm-hmm.
even washing utensils.
Right.
But to drink, you have to treat it.
You have to treat it to drink it.
You treat it
Yeah.
before you drink.
Okay, even if you boil it,
Even if
Yeah.
you boil it,
you still, if you boil it, it's okay.
it's okay.
Right. Well, at least it's not brown like the water in St. Lucie. Okay, wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to show me how to do that. Okay. We pause there, Dave, to get my video ready now. But go ahead, Dr. Wangusi.
Yeah. So saying we had a pump. We actually have a pump originally in the well. That's how it's kind of set, and then it pipes to the water to the house. But the pump was actually stolen. Someone came and pulled it out and grabbed the wire.
Wow.
Because if you had looked inside, you'd see that it's all piped up, but there's supposed to be a pump in there. But that's a hand dug well. But we're hoping in future we'll be able to dig an actual like borehole, which goes like 100 feet underground.
Right. Okay. Which I know, I mean, that place is going to be so amazing when I hope I can do another video on it. I love it. I think it's going to be, no, seriously, going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, somebody's asking, how do you keep from contaminating the well?
You notice it's covered. So first of all, the well is cased. So it's basically a hole that's dug about 40 to 50 feet, and then
Yeah.
the wall from the hole from the bottom to the top, it has a wall case.
Oh, okay. So we can't hear it well. So let me just say, he says, Michelle, that the hole from the bottom to the top, because it's about 50 feet, that it is, remember, it is in a case. It's encased with concrete. Is it concrete?
Yeah, bricks and concrete. Yeah, like a wall.
Bricks and concrete. So they have a proper system that they've been doing for many, many years. And they have fantastic engineers, because we met one. John is into building these wells. One of our hosts, that's his training, that he does. He builds wells. But this is me now. This is my version of pulling this water. Go ahead, Dave.
You allow the camber, the rope to enter. Allow it slowly.
But you see why rural folks live long, right?
Yes. This is called a.
You allow it. Pick your pit.
But slowly.
You notice there's a pipe.
Yeah. Oh. So
Yeah.
I'm catching my water to bathe. Okay, this is my bathing water. Literally, it didn't go yet. Keep going.
Let it go on.
On.
All camber.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Then we wait for a moment.
Yes. Well, like how long?
We wait until we wait when you are seeing your jerrycan. You will see because the water is clean. You can able to see it.
Mm.
Yeah. You can able to see your jerrycan. When it sinks, it means the water is full. So it is ready to
Yes, I
remove
see
it.
the bricks.
So start removing it slowly.
Start now?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait for it, people. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Depending to your effort.
Oh, that's great thing. Yeah. Face.
It's hard.
You can do it, girl. You can do this. I'm doing it. Oh. Keep going.
You didn't see it yet? Keep coming up.
I can see it.
Come up. Come up.
Keep going. It's almost here.
She got it.
Okay.
She got it.
Congratulations.
This is all of this to bathe. This is my bathing water.
What about bathing? You pour it here on the basin.
On the basin.
Yeah. Clean water.
Clean water. You see how clean it is? Nice and clear. Nice and clear. And this is called a pouring hole.
Yeah, borehole.
A borehole.
Borehole.
Yeah, borehole.
A borehole. A
Borehole. Borehole.
borehole. This is a borehole.
Like Isaac.
Like what you read in the Bible.
Mhm.
Oh wow. Oh, thank you.
Another one? I can do one now?
Dave, you do what? Listen, I said no wonder Kevin's wife, she has big muscles.
Yes.
Kevin, a wife, she is, I'm
Strong.
like, girl, because she tells me she pulls that water too. That thing is so heavy. It's 50 feet down. And then having to pull it up. Oh my Lord. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So that's her right there with 3 children. And she does that like nothing.
Mhm.
Yes. That's Sheila. There. Anybody, if you're watching and you ever had to do anything like that, let me know, please. Please,
Oh, and
please.
by the way, let me just say on the show here, if you're watching or if you're going to watch this later, please come to Maturu anytime. We're very would be very happy to host you. In fact, Mom and everybody who's there that hosted Marcia and Dave, we're really happy to have you, and would be very happy to host anyone who's interested in
Oh,
coming.
it was, I mean, the people, and I'm not just saying it, folks, but I have never met the kind of warmth that I'm meeting in Kenya.
Mm.
I've never, if you've just joined us, please share the live. I know we're having fun talking about the differences and so on, but it has been a really soul refreshing time.
Mm.
It causes me to stop to think about how I treat strangers, how I treat people who are new in to me, how I treat tourists in my country because of the way I was treated. I was treated so well,
Mm.
really so well. Um, Judy says, I'm strong pulling that water. Let me tell you, Judy, whew, I'm feeling it all now. But let's look at let's look at. So we Dave, can you show them how we've set up to have our bath, right? So you're literally in that pan that you have there. You use that. You put some the warm water. Wangusi is boiled. So we boil
Yeah.
some warm water. We boil the warm water and then we put the warm water. Now, Wangusi, I tell you, I had no idea. When I told you we want to experience the village life, you should have warned us. You deliberately did not warn us. So this is our setup here, guys, to have our bath.
Yes. So you have to figure out how it gets to your back.
Yes. So that is me getting ready to get my bath there. So hold it there, hold it, Dave. Dave, hold it right there. So in the pink is the cold water, okay? So the cold
Yeah.
water is in the pink container, the basin. That's what you call it?
Yes, basin.
Yes. And the bottle is hot water that was boiled
Well,
on wood. So this guy Kevin, I mean, he really helped us because the first night he came, he said, "Are you guys ready to have your bath?" And because I didn't see, I'm like, I did I did the toilet. I don't know if I can take this tonight. So I told him, and I said, "It's cold." I said, "But it's gonna be cold. We can't bathe now." So he said, "No. I'm gonna give you warm water." So we said, "You know what? We will bathe in the morning. It won't kill us, right?" Because it was just too many things. So the bottle had the hot water
mm,
and right, so that was piping hot, that was heated, was boiled on wood. Thank you, Kevin, if you're listening, because I would not be able to take a bath. It was, remember, this is coming 50 feet down, it's cold.
oh,
And Maturo is cold to us because we had to wear a jacket, right?
yeah.
Yeah, we had to wear a hoodie.
Oh, and
So
let me tell you something, Marcia. In fact, when we grew up in when we were younger, there was no borehole. there's a river that's about maybe 1 kilometer from, no, slightly less than a kilometer from the house.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd have to go with a pot on your head. Next time you're going to do it, a pot on your head, and you have like not a towel, but I
A
know
towel. I know it. We know it in the Caribbean. We wrap it
you
and
wrap
then
it
put
on your
the,
head.
yeah. We know about that. Yes.
So that's how they got water, and you never got, you'd have to do several trips to have enough water to, and that was like back in the day. But then since, families have put boreholes, the local government has put, a lot more effort to like put a little bit more
Mhm.
infrastructure. But when we were growing up, like if you were doing if you wanted water, you'd have to go to the river. So it's changed a lot.
Yes.
So even just having water to pull out, that is like a huge improvement.
Yes. And someone is saying here that they normally would in Barbados, they would go to the standpipe. There was like a communal pipe.
A communal standpipe. Yeah.
Yes, and you would then fill up the water and go back. And we used to go down to the river in Jamaica as well. So
Mm.
we're accustomed to carrying water to bathe, etc. So this was not as difficult. Obviously, the cold water would be a shocker, but
Mhm.
we're not unfamiliar with this at all. I
Mm.
think the biggest cultural shock is the toilet in the hole in the ground. That is that is the that is the biggest thing. Guys, can you share up the live? We're going somewhere with this, and you can let me know when you have to jump off because I called you on here and
Okay,
it
yeah,
wasn't
I do have to jump out because I have a meeting, but it was nice to catch up a bit. I'll keep watching. Uh,
Yes, keep watching, and you have the link, and you can come on and defend yourself.
no, it's just I love that life because it keeps my life so. Anytime I'm stressed or like just not well, if I spend 2 or 3 days in Maturo just keeping things simple like that, I feel better.
The
So
simple life, and
yeah,
no
you just
internet,
drink,
no
drink,
water,
no
no,
like.
that's it. Just talking to people, which I want to say just before you leave that in that night, as much as I had all those experiences that we're laughing about, we had one of the best conversations we had in years.
Mm,
Just sitting there after dinner and just talking about the Caribbean, telling them about us and they telling
mm,
us about them. We didn't
mm.
have any phones to interrupt us because there's no signal. We went
There's
ahead
no
and
internet.
listen, we had we did our data and everything. We're like, oh, we're gonna be good. When we went there, no signal. We were outside
Nothing.
putting up the phone in all different directions, trying to get signal.
No
We're trying to
signal.
get signal. No signal for a while. So we basically had no internet, even though we paid for the data.
Mhm.
And I mean, it
It
was
forces you to talk to people, interact with the people who are immediately around you, and it's very therapeutic as well. You don't also realize, how therapeutic that is.
yeah, it's good. It's good. It was all good. It was all
Yeah.
good. As you said, just to be able to talk with people, and we had a great conversation with John and Kevin, and I mean, I'm sure it went up till about almost midnight, and they had to leave, and the
Mm.
only way because John had to walk a little way home. But really, it was not having the internet and not having the all the amenities, the television and so on. It was good.
It
Really,
was,
that's the most relaxing time of the trip for us, really.
yeah,
But
it
I know
was
you
very
have
good.
to run. I know you have
Okay,
to run.
it was nice to
You
see
can
everybody.
check and come back on, okay? And share the link with your
Okay,
friends. Okay,
I will.
all right.
Thanks.
Yes. Bye-bye. Now, folks, this is on our way, I believe. This is in Maturu, and you see what the place looks like on our way there. These are just some of the sights and scenes of rural Kenya, rural Western Kenya. Okay, rural Western Kenya. So that's where we were. A little chilly and etc. But I mean, the homes are very far apart from each other. where you're seeing there now, it's near to the highway, but the homes are, I mean, your neighbor is like 10 minutes walk sometimes. You notice that the ground is red. You see that red dirt there on the ground? And it means that the ground, I was told, is very, very fertile. Very, very fertile. And they grow, every home has their own food garden, their own kitchen garden. So they're growing maize, they're growing sorghum, they're growing, you know, vegetables, Skuma wiki. They're growing, it's a particular vegetable. Huh? Skuma, it's Skuma, Siku, Skuma wiki. They grow, and it is you know, really, 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 yeah, Nigel, rural living is therapeutic and the foundation of Africa's greatness. Agree with you there, thing. But I want to show you our lunch. So we got up the morning, we had our shower, and then we went to the school. The school I'm going to leave at the end for you. But we went to the school. But we had we were going home for lunch. Can I show you our lunch, Dave? Dave, you have the picture? So this is lunch, you all. Can anybody figure out what is this? What is this? That so we were told to go home for lunch, and we went home for lunch, and I saw at the table, the little table there, you know, one container covered over, and you know, they said, you know, to go and wash your hands, because the Africans, they wash their hands a lot because they eat with their hands, so they're always washing their hands. Okay. So we went to wash our hands. I told Dave, I think part of the meal is here. We wait on the rest. So we stood up there, we're talking, doing other things. I didn't see anybody come with anything else. So then John comes in, one of the hosts, and he says, okay, he washed his hand too, and he was ready. I said, but I think they've only brought part of the meal. He said, what do you mean? I said, I don't see anything else here. And you are right, Tyrone, it's sweet potatoes. So our lunch was sweet potatoes, period. No butter, no gravy, no chicken, no beef, no fish, sweet potatoes. Let me pause and let that sink in. It was not fried up in any onion and garlic and all of those other things. It wasn't baked with sugar and pineapple and all of that we do. It was a sweet potato pie. It was potatoes peeled, boiled. That was it. With some water for those who wanted water, and black tea. The tea was black. I was that too was a culture shock. So I stood there looking at it. But you know, I said, you know, when I was in Nairobi, we had this full spread and all of that. Well, if we have sweet potato and water or black tea, it is because we've been eating so well in Kenya. Beef, mutton, chicken, kuku, they call it, and fish, lots of food. Food is not an issue, and variety. But here it is, we were eating the sweet potatoes by themselves. And would you believe when I tell you how delicious this thing was? You know how delicious it was? Very delicious. You know why? Because I said today, why it was so delicious to us? It's because you're tasting the sweet potato. There weren't anything added to it. You're just having sweet potato. For me, it was delicious. Well, you know, your boy, somebody else, I won't call it. Anyway, let me talk about myself. But listen, it was delicious. The pure sweet potato, you are able to taste. And they had two varieties of sweet potatoes. And you could taste the difference. And I had my sweet potato and drank my water and some black tea. And I was full. That was lunch. And I'm being told that's normal. That's normal. They don't eat a lot of bread. They don't. In the morning, they will have some cassava, boil some cassava, and have that with some black tea. And that is breakfast. And don't think that this is some poor people. We were staying with some of the richest people in Kenya at one point, just a night. And we had a full meal with them. And they're the ones who told us that they do a slice, they do some cassava in the morning, sweet potato in the afternoon. But in the evening, they must have ugali. Ugali is a must, and I'm going to show you myself where Nathan's family was teaching me how to make ugali. Okay, and ugali is made of maize, white maize like corn, but white corn, and they take it to the mill. Dave was saying that in Barbados, I can't remember it being done in Jamaica, but Dave remembers how you used to grow the it's called the guinea corn. How you used to grow the guinea corn, and his mother would they would remove all the seeds, and then his mother would send either him or his brothers to go to get the corn grounded. Well, that's a tradition that they took from Africa. That's what they do. They would grow the corn, they grow the maize, and then the maize is taken to be grounded. And the maize, they reap the maize, I think it's about December, and then they plant again in March, and they keep bags of it for their families. But ugali is a must. Ugali for people, if you don't, even in Nairobi, if you don't have ugali, if you have not eaten ugali, it means that you did not eat well today. You must have ugali. Okay, ugali is a must. Nigel, yes, you can buy land in Kenya. We were inquiring about that. You can speak to me privately, and I'll put you on, Nigel, to the people here. Yeah. Okay. All right. So go ahead and play, Dave. That's me. They're teaching me to do ugali.
Yes.
I put it along the side.
Yes.
In fact, you are doing it very well, just like the Kenyans.
Yeah.
What's my Kenyan name again?
Naliaka.
Naliaka. Naliaka making ugali, you see? Oh, wow. Oh.
So once it gets hardened, it's ready for eating.
Oh, really?
It's
That
ready now.
quickly?
It's ready.
Nearly ready.
Nearly ready.
Once it is not sticking on the rear,
And the cooking stick.
Once it's not sticking on the stick there.
Yes.
Would you have put more water in yours, Dave?
The okra is what cooks it. Okra is mixed. You put okra in it, and you let it cook in the okra water.
So Dave, just pause the volume and let it run. Pause the volume.
Dave,
Dave, to pause the
Because
volume
you're not
and
used
just
to.
let it run for me. Thank you. So what's happening there is that we are in now. Though we're in Western. This is rural. We're with one of the more, to me, it's more affluent homes. And so they have a little burner stove that they brought in their living room to show me, okay? And this is with Wangusi's uncle, who is like his father. And Wangusi, Dr. Wangusi, his family is very, very, they have a lots of land, etc. And so they are one, some of the more, I would say, I don't know if he's going to want me to say that, but anyway, they have lots of land. Let me leave it like that. But we're inside their home, and they're one of the few homes that we saw that had actually like a roof, that not like ceiling and tiles and so on and so on. So all of those things happen, but they still have their, as far as I saw, the toilets were still on the outside. But so she's taken over from me, and she's making it into a ball. Reminds you of the cuckoo, or we do cuckoo in Barbados, right? And I'm the no mixer, no blender, no nothing. It was hard to stir. It's a little stiffer than the cuckoo. Yes, Miss McLean. So it is like cuckoo without the white corn meal, with white corn meal and without the okras. Yes, they realize that because they've explained it to them. And so that is your ugali there. That's your ugali. And see, now we're getting ready to get some of it. And then she makes some greens to go with it. Now, these greens that she made was just so delicious, right? Delicious, 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 delicious. And I'm saying there's something about, I don't know if Dave can find that part of the video where she brings out the greens, or she's making the greens. If he can help me to find that part. But folks, can I just tell you that when I started to ask what is the, I think it's in another video, I started to ask them, what is in these greens? And so they said just onions and tomatoes and garlic. I said, but there's something else. And then they gave me the secret. Miss McLean, good afternoon. Guys, please share and like. This is so fascinating. They gave me the secret. It's a particular salt. Are you all listening? It's a particular salt that they put in the ugali. It's not nothing else. It's very natural. Now this salt, you know how they make the salt? The salt is made from natural, from the shells of the, when you shell the peas. Okay, so bear with me. When you shell the peas, you have all the trash remaining, all the pods. Follow me? So you shell the peas. Imagine, when you shell peas, those who are listening and you might not be from the Caribbean. So you pick the peas, it's in the pod, and then you have to open the pod, take the peas out. Normally, we throw that away, or you might give it to animals, etc. What they do is that they burn that. They burn the shell of from the pods, right? After you shell the peas, and we call it something. I can't remember what we say. We call it a kind of a name in Jamaica. And you burn it. And after you burn it, what happens is that you put water with it, and you strain it. You put it in a cloth, like, I guess like a cheesecloth, and then the water that comes out, right? You keep that, and you don't use the table salt. That's the salt. It's a salt. They create salt. I'm telling you, I tasted it. And that is what they put in their greens. Listen, that's Skuma wiki that they call, it's a green. I don't know if Dave can show you it. But listen, delicious. You lick your finger. And that salt, they said, if you struggle with high blood pressure, that's the salt that you use. Yes.
Mhm.
That's the greens again. That's the greens. That's it.
Yeah, the cowpeas.
Right? And if they've, at the end of it, I think they might have, let's see if they have the
Yes.
bottle with the thing.
That's oil in there?
Yeah, yeah.
Oil, okay.
So you boiled it first? Yes, we boiled it. But if you want to maintain the green color, there's a special traditional story.
So that's the greens
Salt.
cooking there.
Traditional story.
Traditional salt
Yeah.
Salt.
Yeah.
Oh.
to keep the green color.
To maintain the green color.
Oh.
Oh.
but you can still boil it with that soda.
So what I'm asking about, I noticed how green it was. They said they put this traditional salt, right? They put traditional salt
Without
in
boiling
the
it
green
first?
color.
Huh? Can you put it in the oil without boiling
You
it
can.
first? If it is still salt, like this one here.
Young one.
And the young one. Yeah. So with that, sometimes you can add milk or cream if you want. Or just
Okay, Dave, can we move it along a little? Let me
Milk.
see if I see the
Milk.
bottle.
milk,
Okay.
cow milk.
Let's see if we can find it where we actually, we move it a little, and let's see if we see it. Keep going. Right there. This is it
So
right
what was in
here.
the pot was that?
This is what it looks like
peas.
after after the ash of the peas. Any peas. This is what you get, and this is traditional salt I'm holding in my hand. And this, they said, if you have a hypertension, you're not supposed to use salt. You can use this salt. And I have another salt there, Dave. I don't know if we can get it out of the room. There's another salt, and I'm trying to remember how they get this salt. Oh Lordy, I forgot. Huh? There is another salt that they use as well, and I'm going to get the correct way of how they get this salt. And so they fight against all these diseases, you know, that we have. We struggle with all these diseases in the Caribbean, but they fight it. Okay. But yes, it looks like herbs, but it's not herbs. It is salt. It's traditional salt. You know, if you burn something and you taste the ash is salty. Yes. So what they've done, I don't know how they came up with this. Okay. This is another salt that they gave me as well. And this is also traditional salt. This one is wrapped in banana leaves. Right? You can't see it properly because I don't want it to, yeah, I'm taking this home to cook with it. I think I know what to do. Thank you, Dave. Okay, so that's your traditional salt as well. So this is another one, and I'm gonna review what they told me. I can't remember how this one is made. If anybody's listening and can tell me how this one is made, but this is also traditional salt. But so Tironi, it is salt, and it gives the food a taste. I mean, it's a unique taste that it is. You know, in chefs will talk about umami. It gives it that taste, and brings everything up. And all of these are things. And the other thing that I noticed, as I said earlier, they hardly eat bread, especially in the rural parts. Bread, they don't fool around a lot of bread. It is cassava in the morning, they'll have sweet potato in the afternoon, and they have ugali in the evening. And everybody, oh, that's the rock salt. Oh, okay, rock salt. Okay. But there was a process that they told us, and I can't remember what the process is. But yes, okay. Yeah, but no, it's delicious, folks. I said I'm going to try it. It's very, very delicious. Very, very delicious. Can you share it for us, please? Yeah. But I want to say that the life there, it is so beautiful. Nathan's family, wonderful people. We're going to show you a school that Nathan's grandfather, along with one of our hosts' grandfather, they donated land, a lot of land for the school. Nathan's family, and he can correct me. I hope I'm not saying what I'm not supposed to say, but they have donated a lot of land either to the church or to the school. And we had the most amazing experience going to Maturo, thank you, Maturo Primary School. Okay, I wanted to take keen attention to this, what's happening at this school. So the children were on break. Okay, so go ahead and play, Dave.
Yeah, maybe 6,000.
Yes.
6,000 shillings.
A year for one.
6,000
And-
shillings for
Right,
one child.
and then we can find those who are ready to go on to secondary.
All gather here for
Yes.
assembly. Okay. Okay. So before you go, before
them
you
running in.
So we were with the children. All those children were around us, etc. At the school, right? Dave, go back a little bit more to that pole. A little bit more. So play. Let's play from there. Let's play from there. Yes.
So that to ensure that they
Okay.
stay in the system.
Okay.
And
Okay.
not, we don't have that as absenteeism. You know, it's one way. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. You notice the children running. Wait.
School finished?
Did you all hear that knock? Anybody heard you heard a bell ring? Let's hear the bell again, Dave. Just go back a little bit.
They
Tiny
stay in the
bit.
system and not, we don't have that as absenteeism. You know, it's one way. Yeah. Yeah.
The school finished? There's the bell. That's the bell.
Yeah,
So
That's
just
the
come
bell.
bring it. Yeah.
Can we see that again? Can we see that again? Can you do it again? Oh.
yes, now the whole school will be confused. In fact, they will come to assembly.
They'll come to assembly.
Yeah.
So this is the bell here.
Yeah.
So we just heard a noise,
Mhm.
and what the bell is the stone hitting against this. That's the thing I love about Africa. It's not a problem. They're going to make it work.
We could
Yes.
create-
You would normally have a bell.
A bell.
So just pick it up. Don't hit it. Don't hit it.
Yes.
If you pick that up,
Yes.
right? So this stone is hit against this to create the bell, but we can't hit it again because the children will all gather here for
Yes.
assembly. Okay.
So
Look
pause
at them
there,
running
pause
in. They're
there,
running in.
pause there.
Running in.
So Dave, pause. So listen, folks. We're talking to the children, and then we heard the bell, and the children took off. That's them running, right, to go back to class because they were on break. The bell was the stone being hit against the pole, the flagpole. That's the bell. This young man who's walking with us, he's a chairman of the board, and his grandfather had given part of the land, along with Wangus's grandfather, to have the school. And look what is happening. It's a stone, you all, and that's the bell, and it's no problem. The children understood it, right? And then we saw a teacher with a little thing in her hand, like a whisk, we call it, in her hand, and the children were dashing to classes. They place a
Oh,
board.
look at the stick. The teacher has a stick. They got to get in so they get lashes.
Yeah.
And this one doubles as
Our flag.
a flag post.
A flag
Flag
post.
post.
Yes, yes.
I love it.
Kenyan flag.
Now, what we are seeing here.
Yeah, can I also talk to the teacher with the
Yeah,
stick?
you can.
That's okay because we don't do
Yeah,
any.
yeah.
Ask her.
It is a pointer. Yeah.
So she doesn't use it. She doesn't lash.
No, she's a teacher on duty. They use it as a pointer.
It's pigeon.
So she's
Wanataka kusalimia kidogo tu dakika moja mbili. I know you are on duty sasa.
Yes. Good morning,
Morning,
Marcia.
madam.
I saw the stick. I remember in school I'll be hiding from that stick.
Morning.
so we're asking. It's what we're asking about the stick.
So you use this stick here.
Just
for scaring them.
Do you rush them sometimes? No,
It's
not
a pointer.
a pointer. So,
Okay, so it's sticking.
All right.
We're laughing because
Well,
she
that's
said
what-
she said she only used the stick as a pointer. She doesn't use the stick to lash. Okay, so she holds up the stick and the children are running after they hit the bell. After they ring the bell is a stone hit on a flagpole, right, to make a loud sound that sounds like a bell, and they're gone to their classes. Yeah. Yes,
went
yes.
to school in
Yes.
here, and you too. Come to him.
Let's
This
see if
is where
we
I went
can
to
see
school.
some more.
This was my class 8.
Your class in
Eight.
here. We can-
Class 8?
Class 8.
Grade 8.
At that time, it was class 8.
Class
Standard
8.
The
Class
final
8.
class.
And I was the timekeeper.
What time?
I was the timekeeper. I used to use that stone here. I was the school timekeeper.
You were the timekeeper.
Oh, yes, I was.
How many years ago was that?
Probably 30 years ago.
30 years ago.
Huh?
Yeah. Like
30.
20
years.
ago.
30 years
I've
ago.
just realized I was in primary school a long time ago.
Oh my gosh.
Well, this is them, but they run in.
Yes.
This school,
Guys,
listen,
please
this
share.
school
Please share
cleared
the
up
live.
in seconds. You hear me? They were out on break. They used the stone to hit the flagpole, and the kids were rushing. And the lady came out with the pointer, she says,
Yes.
and she holds that up, and they were bolting, and they're in class in seconds.
Yes.
Wow. So that's a class there. Okay, baby,
Good morning, class. How are you? Very, very good. Asante sana. Asante sana. Hao ni wageni wametembelea shule kidogo, wamefurahi kuwaona nyinyi, na vile mmeonyesha furaha hivi pia unaona vile wamefurahia. Very good. Sasa wakati wanataka msikae msome, wamekuwa wanawasalimia tu kwa hewa hivi, alafu waendelee kutembelea. Mtawakubalia watoto waende watembee. Mnataka msikie sauti yao? Yes. They are telling me I had asked that if they would release you to go, you are just visiting and saying hi to them, and they are telling you that they do not want you to go until you say something to them when you go.
Okay, asante sana. Did I say that right? Yes. That's good. I said thank you very, very much for for welcoming us here. I heard when you say welcome, because you speak very good English. Yes. Do you do good in English in class? Yes. Yes. Well, this is so good to be here. I am Marcia Weeks, and I am from Barbados. Everybody say Barbados. Barbados. Try again, say Barbados. Barbados. Yes, so I live in Barbados, but I was born in Jamaica. You know Jamaica? Yes. This boy said Jamaica. What? Yeah. You know, what do you know about Jamaica? Who can tell me what they know about Jamaica? No? Do you know reggae music? Yes. You know dancehall? Yes. Ah, you like to dance dancehall? Yes. You can dance dancehall? Yes. Ooh, can you show me a dancehall move? Well, it's good to be here. Do you know who knows Rihanna? Who knows Rihanna? You ever heard about Rihanna? No? Okay, well, Rihanna is from Barbados, and she's a big, famous singer in the U.S., okay? Yes. So I hope one day that you can come to Barbados and to Jamaica. Would you like to come to Barbados and Jamaica? Yes. Yes, and both of those countries are in the Caribbean. Right? Both of those countries are in the Caribbean. Say Caribbean. Caribbean. Try again. Caribbean. Caribbean. Right. That's where you are in it. So the district of Kenya is part of Africa. Barbados and Jamaica, they're part of the Caribbean. All right? Yes. Yes. Thank you so much.
And everyone in the Caribbean, or let's say 99% of every person in the Caribbean are Africans. So we in the Caribbean are also Africans.
Yes, I'm African.
You see, we became. So we are Africans. We are. Well, listen. You want us to do that?
We are Africans. Yes, we are all
All right. That's enough. That's enough. All right.
Wait, do you want to know why we're Africans? You know what? Tell them why we're Africans.
Skiza wamalize.
Do you want to know why we're Africans? We are Africans like you, just like you. We're Africans just like you. And the reason why we live over there in the Caribbean, right, far away from you, is because our foreparents, our ancestors, were taken away on boats, on ships from Africa and taken to the Caribbean to work on the sugarcane factories. You have sugarcane here in Kenya? Yes. You have sugarcane. So there's sugarcane also in the Caribbean. And our ancestors, our foreparents, right, came from Africa, came from Kenya. You've heard of Ghana? You know Ghana? You know Benin? You know Sierra Leone? You know Nigeria? Yes. Right. So our foreparents came from those African countries and were taken by force to the Caribbean to work on the sugarcane plantations. And we are the children of Africa. We are the children of our foreparents who came from Africa. So we are Africans. Say we're Africans. Yeah. Say one Africa. One Africa. One Africa. Yes.
One love.
One love. One love.
Yes.
One love.
Dave, keep it there. Keep it. Folks, I am watching this with tears in my eyes. Honestly, I'm watching this with tears in my eyes. And I know I started off the show by, talking about the funny experience of, trying to use a toilet with a hole in the wall, in the ground, and how difficult this experience was. Catching your water, bathing in the basin, the whole thing. And we laugh at it and so on. But when I was in this setting, I felt that, there was a reason why I was in Kenya. I like to have purpose to why I do things and why we're involved. And Dave and I were very similar, very much alike. And one of the things that happened here, and I'm going to keep talking about this, is a lot of these children that you saw there, when it became lunchtime, I saw when they were leaving. And some of these children, as they were walking home, I'm not going to make up anything and tell you guys. I saw them picking up the cane trash. So like when you bite the canes, the cane peeling. Thank you, Dave. The cane peeling. So we know because when we see Kenyans walking and they bite the cane just like us, and they tear the cane, bite, and then And so when you bite the cane, sometimes you will have some of the softer part of the cane that we eat on the peeling. Do you know I saw several of these children picking up the peeling and eating on the way home for lunch, because they go home for lunch. And a lot of these children, when they go home,
Sometimes they don't have any lunch. So they go home, but they don't have any lunch. And we've been told by the principal and by the board, the chairman of the board, which is one of the family members that donated the land, that many of our children, our children, they're now our children. They go to school without breakfast. This is a problem both in Barbados and, different parts of the world. But one thing I will say to you is that when we see something, we can't unsee it. It's not English, but it's a word that my grandmother would, made up and said to us. When you see it, you can't unsee it. I saw this and I experienced it. And I saw children who were there come to school like 6 in the morning, and because they get to school sometimes when it's dark, and they don't have anything. They haven't eaten anything. And then they go home for lunch, and sometimes they don't get anything. And what I want to say to us is, I would like these children. I believe that there are some of us that the money we spend for, we spend on our hair and nails alone. Hair and nails alone can help some of these children. Do you know that a family, I told you already, a family of 3 or 4, sorry, mother, father, 2 children can live in Kenya on $4 US, 8 Barbados dollars. They can use 8 Barbados dollars and they could have a meal. That's 4 persons a day. They could feed themselves on $4 US. And when I showed you something earlier a while back that we were buying this porridge in town, and we tasted this porridge. Porridge is so nutritious. And as we listened to what was happening to these children, I said to myself and to the people around, I said, what if we were to help these children to get at least a bowl of porridge? When they come to school, the children in Maturo, at Maturo school, primary school, Maturo primary school. What if each of these little ones you see come here, we could assist them in getting a bowl of porridge? A bowl of porridge consists of sorghum, which is Guinea corn, sugar, because it would be too much to use the honey, but Guinea corn and sugar. And we started to ask, what is the cost? And I'm going to bring it to you, and it's going to be cents. That's it there, Guinea corn. And this is so filling, guys. It's just that if they could get, imagine with me that each of these little children, even if we do 1 class, even if the Marcia Week show does 1 class, listen to me, we spend so much money on our hair. Dave, put it back on the screen when you can. We spend so much money on hair, makeup, nails, eyelash. Can you imagine it if each of those children get a bowl of porridge? When you were little and you got porridge in the morning. Anybody used to drink porridge in the morning? Who used to drink porridge in the morning? You used to drink porridge in the morning? You used to drink porridge. Porridge is so filling. Porridge is so filling. Right? And they love porridge. So it's not like you're giving them something that they're not going to, they are going to drink the porridge.
The porridge will stop the absenteeism from school because they know they keep getting porridge. They're going to be at school. And you're putting something in their stomach so that they can learn. And so this is something we're working on, where we went there and we saw it. And you know what? Even if we said, Dave and I look at each other and we said, even if it's the two of us alone, it's going to cost us cents. We're going to come back on and work it out and tell you. Right? We are going to work it out and tell you. So Mana said, I know you want some guinea corn. I'm not sure if my bag is going to be able to hold it. Okay, because obviously, you know, we're here for weeks, so we had a lot of clothes and so on. But Manase, Teroni, Nigel, all of us put together, it's not going to cost a lot to provide the guinea corn and the sugar, and they will have the hot water and do that, and we all work together. Right? We said we're going to ask Dr. Wangusi to help us to get it all together. We're dealing with people, Dr. Wangusi's family. They are the ones who gave the land to make sure that the children are going to school. All right? That they have a school. And then there's another family as well, John, his family, that gave the land to the school. And here it is that the children are in the community and they need help. I see Nigel is asking, why are the children suffering? And so I'm not getting into the why. I'm not, listen, we're talking about citizens coming together now. I'm not getting into the why. You know, I'm really not getting into the why. I just want us to be able to join with these two families to help the school. Right? Right? I'm not talking about African leaders, not today. There's a part for that, but not today. Okay? There's a part for that, yes, but not today. See, no, Mane say you're gonna let me cry right now. I don't know why I feel like crying doing this. I'm very, very soft-hearted. I know I come on and I blast the politicians. I know that's how you see me, but you know, I personally, I am going to personally send it because I've met the people. This is not like you're sending money and people going to be ripping you off. I know Dr. Wangusi would be involved because the people that we met, they're wonderful people. And those people, which we're gonna go a little bit more into what they do. They have a polytechnic that they've helped people. We're going to invite them on the show and you're going to see who you're giving to. But look what Manase said, that I was told not to drink sweet drink. I will save $3.20 every day. And he says he saved $20.80. Let me tell you, that $20.80 will be able to give some of these children a bowl of porridge every day. I'm going to work it out. We're working it out, man. And I'll come back and tell you, look at that. If we could say we will stop taking sweet drinks. Some of you are senior. You're over 50 and still drinking soda, and you're still drinking those that they sell in town and calling it juice full of sugar. We could take that money and put it together and send it through Dr. Wangusi and let these children get a bowl of porridge. We can. We see what's happening with Amaya, the little Amaya. I'm going to give you an update today. I got an update from Barbados that things are moving along for Amaya. We're going to give you an update soon. But this is what we do here on the Marcia Week Show. We can, even if we can't take the whole school, we can take a class. We can start with the babies. We could start with class 1, class 2. You know, we could start with who we can start with. Yes, Nigel, you must deal with the why, but it's when. Because sometimes, Nigel, I find that we sit down and we try to figure it out and we try to blame who and so on. That's not what we're doing right now. There's a time and a place right now, Manasseh is saying, I am on board. That's what we're looking for. I'm grateful for Wangusi's family and for the other family who didn't say, well, why doesn't the government put a school here? They donated their land. They took acres of what they had and they gave it free of cost to the people of right, that county, that village, Maturo. They gave it to the people of Maturo to start a primary school. We're going to find out. I'm working on that. Let me see if I have that. Dave, do we have that information here? Look in the red the computer case. You know, I can't think of being any other way because so much has been given to me. So much. This gentleman here, Dave, what is this? Is it something about the porridge you say? Okay. But that we have that somewhere. I didn't plan to go so deep into. Yes. You have it? Mm-hmm. So, folks, I'm not going to go somewhere and I see children like this. I do it in Barbados and we can do it. We talk about connecting with Africa. I'm not trying to say to feed the whole of Africa, but if you take a small class and we can adopt a small class, okay, this show can adopt a class or the show can, you know, we can do as much as we are able to do. We've asked them for the information. I didn't come on prepared to go this deep in, but a class would be probably about 15 to 20 persons, right? And I can't you know, come and see this and not try to do something. And we can use a show. And there are some of us that there's some things that we do that we know we spend that we're not supposed to spend, like the sweet drinks is a sweet drinks. You know, that's our own comfort and our own taste. So we can cut out the sweet drinks. Manasseh, I think I love what you said there. And when I get home, Manasseh, I'm going to call you on a little meeting and let us come together, right? And make it happen. So here it is. Oh, thank you so much, Dave. Can I tell you that Dave Weeks is, I mean, he's just amazing. And he's the one. And I want to thank him again publicly. I know I keep saying it because I really mean it, because outside of him, I was so busy. I had no time, busy, you know, working with Barbados and so on. Yeah. So in what's this again? The first, like, nursery. So PP1 is nursery. There are 30 boys. There are 28 girls. So there are 58. Then PP2 is 75, little ones from the nursery. And then they have grade 1 have 58, grade 2, they only have one class each. Okay, so it's not like you have 6 grade 1s. You have one grade 1. Of the grade 1, just one grade 1 class, 58 children. The grade 2 is 60, and it goes on, right? And it goes up until grade 9. And if Dave goes up a little bit more, I should be able to tell you how many, how much does Dave go up a bit more? Okay, go up some more. So they're going to buy the millet and or what it is, sorghum, whichever, and the sugar. That's it, millet and sugar. So it's 63,840. Huh? This is shillings. Okay, so we have to take the 50,000. So a day is 500 shillings. right? And 40 kilograms of millet, okay? That would go at 10,000. And then you have 5 weeks a day. Okay, so 5 days in a week, 5 times 10,000, that's 50,000. And then a week for the sugar is 3,200. So it is 53,200. I'm just doing this really quickly for you, okay? Right? That's 76 shillings. 76 shillings. That's not even 50. That's not even that's for about 50 cents US. $1. $1 Barbados. A week. A week to feed it for this whole school per child. Yeah. So we're going to work it out in greater detail for you, and I'm going to bring it, but because somebody asked and we have the information right now, this is just a pure data that we have, and we have to now break it down. Okay. So we're going to break it all down. It's going to be like really, really minuscule. Okay. For us to get it done. So this is just a little part of our journey. There is also the, they have a lot of absenteeism in the secondary school, and some of you might want to go a little further, and I think they have about seven persons getting ready to go to secondary school, and that's where they pay to go to school. Some of you might want to say, listen, I want to sponsor a child for the 4 years of secondary school, right? You might say, thank you, Beverly. So Beverly, when I call the meeting, I hope we come on Zoom and do this thing properly. And those of you who are watching from any African country, whether it is from Kenya or anywhere in Africa, and you live in the diaspora, I'm reaching out to you as well. You know, the governments reach out to the diaspora, but then the money or whatever they send go through the government. This is not through any government. We don't want a Ruto involved in this. We don't want any government involved. No politician involved in what we're doing. We are going to go straight to the schools and make sure the little children get the bowl of porridge. Cut out all of that. I'm not involved in anything with any government or any politician. This is citizens. We are people in the diaspora. I'm not coming here to asking you to feed the whole of Africa. One school in one rural country, rural village, Maturo. Okay? With a couple hundred students in a class. We can do this. We can do it. As Manasseh already said it. Manasseh mean business. Manasseh is asking me what the cost of a bowl of porridge, which they have given us in numbers, Manasseh, and we're going to work it out, right? Oh, wow. Somebody saying thank you. Marianne Muwenga saying thank you for visiting our village. Yes. And I'm going to, even if it's just Dave and I, even if we find porridge for 2 children, we are going to do it. Some of us, we talk about Africa, we talk about this, and yes, there are lots of things that need happening in Barbados, and it will not stop us from doing what we need to do in Barbados. It doesn't stop us. There's nothing wrong with reaching over and helping somebody else. Right? Right? Wangusi tonight spoke about how privileged we are, and we take it for granted. This is a chance to reach out to someone else. The nails. All you've got to do, putting on the false nails and messing up your nail, your real nail. What's the point? What's the point? You believe you were putting on all of those nails on your finger the false things and the acrylic and all of those things on yourself. And children are hungry and going to school with no food, going home to little, and you're thinking that this is too much. We are really, and I'm glad that I came down here and had to go and relieve myself in a hole. I had to use a hole. I had to go and pull my water up out of a borehole from underneath the ground to go and bathe. I'm glad Dr. Wangusi did this. I'm glad that I had to eat boiled potatoes alone for lunch with some water. I'm glad for the miles that I had to walk. Dirty up my nice kicks. I came down there, nice sneakers, white sneakers. Suppose you see my white sneakers now. I am glad. I'm glad I saw those children picking up the cane peel off the ground and eating it. I am glad. You understand me? We have too many luxuries. All the nails unnecessary. You believe you have your own eyelash and you are now buying eyelash to put on fake eyelash, losing your own eyelash. Do you see what we have come to? Even us black people. We have nice big bottom black women and we're going to spend thousands of dollars to put on more bottom. You believe that? And children are hungry? What kind of mothers are we? Tattoo, you're going to pay money to tattoo on an eyebrow, on whatever you call it, eyebrow. We spend, because I spend money on makeup as well. And people give me makeup as well. And it costs money. And a fraction of that can give these children a little porridge. And I'm sorry, we're going to talk about politics, but we're going to get up our behinds and we're going to do something. You know how we do anyway. You know how we do. Yeah? You know how we do on this show. And I told them, I said, no, these children need some porridge. I didn't go there by accident. Right? I know the natural thing, because Dave and I said, man, but we have children in Barbados that are suffering as well. And we do help, Dave and I, we do help with those kind of things. I don't want to come on here and just be saying all what we do this and that. But I'm just saying that so you understand. But a little bit, take off a little bit and let's help the children in Kenya. We're going to bring the people who are going to boil the porridge. Okay? The real people. We're not dealing with no government people. For them to go take the money and all them something. I'm not involved in it. Okay? This is a gentleman here, another of the brothers. Right? Dave, you want me to hear what he's saying?
How then?
Yes, go ahead.
This institution begin? That was the biggest challenge. Now we had to approach the member of parliament and share with him the need to have a polytechnic here running. And we wanted to be independent. But the member of parliament told us it's not very possible unless we look for a mentor. Good things.
This is about the polytechnic, right?
The chairperson of the institution here. So he took it up with the member of parliament. They went to Sigalagala. They talked with them. They agreed. They had to enter a memorandum of understanding. So my brother understands the details because he ran literally up and down every time going to Sigalagala main campus. Yeah, so he's been, especially in the establishment of the institution.
Yeah, so we can't really hear it well. But these are some of the persons we've now created a WhatsApp group with, and we are working with them
and Dr. Wangusi will be part of that. But our children, and this is where Dr. Wangusi is now working in Washington, and he's going to be part of this here too. And one of the things his goal is to retire and go to teach at this school. Okay. Yeah. So folks, I don't want to keep you. We're going to continue this. We're going to show them the stuff on the we're going to show you some more of Maturo. We haven't stopped. We're going to show you some more on Maturo, and we're going to show you some more of Kisumu, and then tell you this big important person that we met there. And what am I looking at, Dave? This is a truck here carrying I don't know how many mattresses there. This is just, it's a truck or a van, Dave? A van carrying mattresses. Huh? They make it happen in Africa. That's what Dave wants me to see here. In Africa, they make it happen. Nothing is a problem. As I told you, they don't have a bell. They pick up a stone and hit the hit the flagpole for the bell, and the children respect it as a bell, and that's the bell. They don't, you know, they make it happen. They didn't ask me for the porridge. You understand what I'm saying? They make it happen. Yes, thank you, Miss McLean. I love Miss McLean. Let me tell you, this is why I take up for this woman. When people say to me, oh, you know, you are all up in Miss McLean and she's a politician and blah. And Miss McLean is not, she was in government, but Miss McLean is not the kind of politician that is going to be going off with people's things and all. Miss McLean gives, and you hear what she's already telling me? I knew I would be able to call her. She's already telling me she has a friend living in Nairobi, and she's going to put me in touch with the person, because we need the Kenyans to step up. Those who have it, who are Kenyans, who can take, you know, put a few cents, we're going to them as well. I'm very serious. When I get back to Nairobi in another 2 days, we're going up there to them. All right. So don't believe, you know, we are here in this beautiful apartment. There are lots of Africans who live like this. And I'm speaking to them too. If you're listening, I'm speaking to you too. Why should children be going to school without food? You Africans living in the beautiful apartment like that I am here renting. You own these apartments, don't you? Mm-hmm. And you do the nails too, and the upper here and all of that. Take a few cents and let the children get some porridge. So I'm coming for all of us. I am coming for all. I'm taking out my earrings, and I'm coming for all of us. All of us. Right? Yes, Nina. I don't know who Nina is, but Nina, that's great. Nina, that's another thing where people here are, we went into the slums, and in the slums, there are groups that we met that are bringing sanitary napkins to young girls, to women. That's an issue in being able to buy sanitary napkins. So there is a program for sanitary napkins. Nina, please reach out to me. Please reach out to me. All of us. Last thing I say on this, some of you say, well, I don't have much to give. I poor. I don't have anything. A lot of times, let me tell you, it's when you give. Not a lot of times. It's a principle. You give and you receive. You give and you receive. It's a cardinal. It's a principle. You know, you don't have to be whatever. You know, you don't have to go to church. It's just the gravity. You throw it up and it drops down. You give and you receive. So don't let nobody, some of you, the offerings, and some of the pastors on here, Pastor Brady and the rest, you're going to kill me for it, but it's the truth. Some of you, listen, the whole tithe and the offering you're giving to that, some of these ministries, you might as well take a little bit of that little offering and send and help the children to get a bowl of porridge. Because sometimes it's a waste of money. You're giving them for them to buy more cars and more house and more jewelry and more everything. You understand? Sometimes, some of them, not all of them, some of them, because I know of a lot of my pastor friends that are like this. Look at Dr. Ferdinand. You have Apostle Brady. You have so many people that they give. Yes, Apostle Brady, she has her shop, she has her stores, but she gives. and some of the others. Apostle Scantlebury and all of them. I'm not throwing any word on anybody. I'm just saying, some of you believe in the man of God and the woman of God so much, and some of those people are crooks. Plain and simple. Plain. Some of them are crooks, not all. So I have pastor friends. I know I plan to go to them, and they are going to give to this. But some of you are so dedicated to those churches, and it's a waste of time because they themselves are crooks. And you might as well take a little bit and help. And I guarantee you, it's going to go bypassing all of that red tape. Red tape bypass and going straight. And we're going to show you the video of the children drinking the porridge. The first thing I sat down and talked to them about was accountability. I got to see the kids drinking the porridge. And I told them, when the money is given, we should be able to take a plane and come anytime at the school. And you don't know that we're coming. You understand? All right. So, folks, we'll continue to work on this, and I'm hoping that Dave will come on one of the times, okay? So, we still have a couple more days. I'm not announcing when I'm traveling. I'm just not going to do that. Yeah? For nobody to mess me up at the airport and all the different places I'm coming, these wicked people. So, I'm not saying anything. So, when I come, I come. And I will see you all, and we are signing off now. We've been on for a long time. Oh, Nathan is saying, I'm grateful you have seen a need that is outside our line of sight, Marcia, because we have so many different things we are all looking into. Water. I know Dr. Wangusi, yes, water. Water is another big thing. Dr. Wangusi, we met with somebody major here in Kenya, and they're doing a lot of water projects. Right? We want to see our women stop carrying water on their head. We want to see that happening. Classrooms and vaccination. Yes, Dr. Wangusi, I know you're working on things, and we are going to help you to ask you to help us to facilitate the Porridge Project. Okay? Important. And it doesn't, again, I'm going to say this because I can hear it. People say, but Barbados is, yes, but we can do it all, right? We can do it all. All right. I love you all. I miss you all so much. Don't forget little Amaya. I'm checking up on Amaya, the little girl that needs the liver transplant. I heard from people who are helping her, and I believe there's some movement. There's something that is happening. And as soon as I get the go ahead, I will let you all know. Tomorrow is Friday. The youth, they're trying to have a show, so look out to see if we have a show tomorrow. But because today's Thursday, right? Am I saying that right? Today's Thursday. I'm into Thursday. Whatever. Anyway, Friday there's a show. Thank you to Dr. Ferdinand Nichols, who's doing an amazing job, along with Maxine McLean and Glenn Murray. I'm mentioning them because they're hosts. I want to thank all the guests that have been on the show since in my absence. And thanks to Shaquani Hunt and also to Janine Butcher for working behind the scenes and right there in front of the camera as well. Thank you all, and everybody who's shared and liked and make the shows possible. Look out for the shows at the regular times, 7 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Okay. And they're dealing with the issues, the current issues, the constitution reform. They're dealing with it. We're dealing with water still. We're dealing with a crime. We're dealing with a crime. So you've got to stay on top of the shows. Okay, stay on top of the shows. Stay on top of the shows. All right. So we are going to come back again. We're not going to leave up Maturo just yet. we're going to keep on Maturo, okay? So we're going to give you some more about Maturo as we are going to make an official video as we launch that porridge project, okay? All right, I can't leave you all. I miss you all, honestly. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. I don't know if anything else Dave wants to say. I miss you all. Yes, Beverly, yes, please compliment the panelists. Please, and all the hosts, they are doing amazing. We get to peep on the show after we wake up because it's 2:00, 2 a.m. when the show is happening, you know. It's 2 a.m. So we don't get to see it. Sometimes we don't have any Wi-Fi. As you know, we were without Wi-Fi. At the moment, we are in Mombasa, which is an island right here in Kenya. We have enough to talk about. Okay. God bless you. God bless you. Bye. Bye-bye. Oh.